Hello, my Evilites. It is I, Eve. So I am back with one of these videos where I draw one of the main 6 in my art style, as well as add a few more, details. The future versions, of course, when they're older. I had already done Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, so I left it up to the poll to decide which of the main 6 I should do next, and it was a tie between Twilight and Pinkie Pie with a total of 9 votes. So I decided to leave it to my gut at which character I felt like drawing. And Pinkie Pie won the bout! When drawing Pinkie Pie, my number 1 priority was to make sure she looked like that, well, she could squeak like a squeaky toy. So I wanted to make her fur coat be extra puffy and, sort of bouncy looking, as if she herself is a bouncing squeaky toy. And I realize I don't make her look too different from the show itself, but certain details I did add it in is that I add a bit more roundness to her eyelashes and also some fur tufts to give her fur coat some of that bouncy looking. And I also gave her pigtails aside from the large top bun that she had in the show in the future. Because, well, I wanted to see what she would look like with pigtails, and I thought it would look cute, and maybe I'll fix that in a later drawing if it doesn't look too good or doesn't fit her grown-up self. Cause I realized she kind of looks like a younger Mrs. Cake. And with the way I picture her to be like the shortest one in the group because, well, I just imagine her bouncing around like a little bouncy ball and just being a little attention grabber, and, well, it was cute in my head. So anyway, opinions. If I were to rank Pinkie Pie on my favorites list when it comes to the main 6, she's kind of tied with Applejack because, well, I love and appreciate them both, but in some ways the both of them irritate me in other ways. With Pinkie Pie, I mostly love than dislike her, but there are moments where I get annoyed with her, particularly the episode with the choir ponies, and she was creating this mental image for Fluttershy about the worst case scenario, and it made her cry. Yeah, I didn't like Pinkie Pie in that episode. I also, what was that instrument called again? A sousaphone? Or a yakophone? Anyway, Pinkie Pie wanted to take up an instrument from yak culture, so she started playing it all the time, but the thing is, she was so bad at it. And, well, of course her friend's like, okay, we'll give her time to just get better at it. But the problem is not whether or not if she was good or bad at it. The problem is that her playing constantly interrupted all the main 6's activities and jobs to the point where it was becoming a bit destructive. And when they tried to explain this to Pinkie Pie gave it up, but it made her incredibly depressed, which I felt was out of character for her because the way the episodes describe it is like it was like this instrument was her reason for living. Even though we had an already established episode that her reason that Pinkie Pie's main purpose in life was to make ponies smile. So her suddenly getting depressed over this instrument just didn't sit right with me. And I get that the moral of that story is that you can continue to enjoy something regardless of whether or not if you are good or bad at it. But the point where it gets to being destructive to the people around you, where it could hold them back from finishing their jobs or hobbies. I felt like it could have been handled better. Oh yeah, when I was drawing this, I had noticed that Pinkie Pie had a teddy bear in her tail. And I thought, you know what? I think I want to try using boneless in her tail instead. Because, well, you know, okay. And I admit I did add a bit of the fur pattern a bit last minute, so it might not look the best. And she may look like she has a permanent milk mustache, but I could tackle this design again in the future. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for sticking around. And be sure to check my Ko-fi page where I do art commissions if you like what I do. And with that, I wish you all a wonderful life. Okay? Okay. Bye!